Alright guys, welcome back to the channel. If you guys have been watching my videos for some time now, you guys should have seen the variables and the functions videos, right? Now, in today's video, I'm teaching you guys about scope and return. Now, in those past videos, I taught you guys about how you make variables, how you make functions, and I told you guys the number one rule when doing that is to always put local in front. Now, I told you guys the reason for that was it makes it run faster. Now that is very, very true, right? I did not lie about that. But as developers, there's another reason why we do it, right? And that reason for it is scope and return, right? So let me explain to you guys for those who don't understand, right? So basically, scope is what parts of your code can see variables, objects, and functions. Now, keep that inside of your brain. You guys may not understand it now because you guys have never, even used scope, and you guys probably don't even know how you start using a scope. But I'm going to explain it to you guys, right? So once again, scope is what parts of your code can see variables, objects, and functions, right? And whenever you do a loop, you do a function or a conditional statement, it makes a new scope, okay? Keep that inside of your brain, okay? So let's go ahead and make this variable real quick, right? I mean, let's make this, let's start getting started. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a function, right? I'm going to name the function name, right? And inside of there, I'm going to say I'm gonna have it print denim, right? Now outside of this function, I'm gonna do local denim is equal to 19. Now if we go ahead and we call on this function, obviously it's going to print denim with ease. It's not going to be a problem at all. We go ahead and run this, it's going to print denim, right? It knows denim is 19, right? Now keep in mind, I said whenever you make a function, it makes a new scope, right? Now, stating when you do local function name print denim end, anything after end and anything before local function cannot access anything inside or in between function name and end, right? Anything in between here can only be accessed by this function, right? So let's say I got the local denim is equal to 19, and I took it from the regular script and I put it inside of the function, right? Now if we go ahead and let's actually go up a little bit because that should fix it, right? We go ahead and do that, right? I stated that local denim is equal to 19, and if I try and print it, it'll work, right? But now instead of me having the variable outside of the function, what I'm going to do is I'm going to try and print denim, right? You'll notice it's now underlined red, right? Now you guys are probably thinking, well, why is it doing that? You just stated denim is equal to 19 inside of the function, right? That goes back to scope, right? If you guys remember, like I said before, scope is what parts of your code can see variables, objects, and functions, right? Now only this scope knows what denim is, and denim is equal to 19. So anything outside of this blue highlighted area right now is a whole different scope. And because of this, that other scope cannot access this scope to see what denim is. So if I try and print this, it's gonna give me an error. It's gonna print denim inside the scope, and then it's gonna try and print denim outside of the scope, and it's gonna get an error. But let's just say in general, I try and get rid of that print right there, and I'm only trying to print outside of the function, right? I'm trying to print denim outside that function, right? Only this function knows what denim is. Only this function can access denim because it's its own scope, right? We try to run this, we get nil. Nil means no value because it doesn't know what denim is. It's like it never has ever seen denim, right? It doesn't have any access to it, right? Alright guys, so this is editing done here, and if you guys see right here on my screen, it says block B can access the local function in block A. And the reason for that is because the parent of all this is this variable. Like anything that's not inside of a function is basically the parent of all this, right? So this is the function and the conditionals are all children, right? So the children can access the parent, which is this is the parent. These can both access variables from here, but they can't actually the parent can't take variables from here, if that kind of makes sense. So if you try to print anything from here and here over here, it wouldn't work, if that kind of makes sense. And then like the conditional statement, it can't take variables from the local function. The local function can't take variables from the conditional statement, like it says right here. Block A cannot access the local function variables in block B or C, and block B cannot access the local variable in block C. If that kind of makes sense to you guys. Now the workaround to having this, like I said before, scopes cannot access other scopes, right? So obviously this scope, let me actually correct myself, right? This scope can access anything outside of here, right? Like it can get the value of something else outside of here, right? So like I said before, if we go back to what we did earlier, right? Where we did local dim is equal to 19, right? It's outside of the function. I made a variable outside of the function, right? So this function can access it, right? But if I put a variable only inside of this function, anything outside of this function cannot access it. So if we go back a little bit and we try and print denim outside of this function, you'll see it's underlined red, right? Like I said before. This can access variables outside of it, right? But stuff outside of it cannot take variables from it. It's like it can take stuff, but it can't give stuff, right? It can take this right here can take variables outside of here, but it can't give variables to other scopes, if that makes sense. Okay, so we try and print denim, it doesn't work. Now the workaround this is using return. Now return will literally return a result, and depending on what result you tell it to return, it'll return that. And it's really important because sometimes you need to return a value to the rest of the script. So if we do return denim, right? I'm telling it to return the value of denim to the rest of the script. I mean to the rest of the script, right? So what we have to do after this is we're stating that we want it to return the value or the result of denim. The result of denim is 19, right? So after that, what we're gonna do is we're gonna make a variable, and we're gonna do local denim is equal to name, right? When I'm doing that, I'm telling it that I want the variable or the value of denim to be equal to the return of denim, right? It's kind of like complicated what I'm trying to say, and it's really not. I'm just kind of overcomplicating. But like I said before, I'm telling this function right here to return the value of denim to anything that's trying to access it, right? So what I do is I make the value of denim outside of here equal to the function, right? And the reason why I'm making it equal to the function is because inside the function, I told it to return the value of denim, right? So it's going to return that, and now the rest of it knows what denim is, right? So now if we try and, print denim, you'll see that it says it's no longer underlined red. And if we try and run it, it'll print 19 with no problem, right? So that's basically scope and return.